every day.
Well, welcome back to High Noon. This is segment 2. And I'm going to send it over to Joanna.
And I think we have a more
Intense.
So
Someone's practicing.
there's a tuba player that's getting it all the way in right now.
Oh,
Trombone.
yeah, that's
sorry.
totally trombone. You're right.
Thank you.
I was gonna say
Trombone. Yay, brass section. There's a trombone player. Oh well, never mind. I was gonna give the shout out, but I guess they're finished practicing. Anyway,
No, they're so
as we sit here under the lights and stars, I would just like to know. I'm intrigued because you're like vape clean now. That's more recent. But like, what about when you first started smoking? Like, how does that come about? Because you said you were more joints, so.
Yeah, when was the first time?
So I've been smoking weed since I was about 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is the early popping of the cherry.
Yeah.
Hippie.
What was that?
Well, my brother and my brother's 2.5 years older than me and also medicates, and
Sure.
He and I were very close, and he was in a band.
Okay.
And
Where are you from?
I'm from a lot of places. That's actually a very complicated question.
Okay, so
but
where are you in this?
in this scenario,
Point.
I was living in a city called Greensboro, North Carolina.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
My old roommate is from Greensboro.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a cool city.
Gabrielle Baines.
I was
in case
born
you know
in
her.
Fayetteville,
It
North
is.
Carolina.
Oh, you were born in Fayetteville?
Yeah. I was born. I was born at Cape Fear Valley Medical Center, actually. Yes.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, we were like kind of silly.
Okay, so you're in Greensboro.
So I
North
was in
Carolina.
Greensboro. I was around 12, 13 years old, and to be honest, it was the summer that my parents got divorced. My parents were not around a lot, so my brother and I were really like depending on each other for support and companionship, and we grew very close. And I would often go over to his bandmate's house and hang out and get stoned and play Mario Kart this one summer, the
Mario
summer that my
Kart,
parents were
yes.
getting separated. So, I mean, my mom probably let us go over there just, so that we wouldn't be in the house for all like
While
the bad stuff.
fighting,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it ended up being this amazing summer where, 12 isn't a crazy year anyways, but like there was this combination of like growing up very quickly and all these things happening in my family, and also I was smoking pot for the first time. And
An interesting growing experience. for you.
yeah. So it really has defined like several points in my life that were emotionally expansive for me. I'm an actor, so for me like that is like something I'm very focused on. So maybe it was just the particular timing of that first summer and all that I was going through, how I was growing, but I've always associated smoking weed with getting to know myself on a deeper level, getting to understand like the human condition and artistic things.
Right, tapping into the inner being.
Tapping into my consciousness, tapping into like a collective consciousness, and
All about that.
Absolutely.
All about that.
and
Me too.
and in a very major way, weed also, I think, loosens up my like ability or comfort with just being like a tool to express something.
Right.
If that makes any sense. Like
makes
a lot
a lot
of
of sense.
absolutely.
artists talk about like being inspired and feeling like they're not even making something, they're just letting it happen through
Yeah,
them. Like
they're just
weed-
being a conduit for that
exactly.
energy.
So like
Love
weed has
it.
always been a major part in helping me exercise that.
I can definitely relate to that. And
So I was
I
telling
love that inspiration.
I was telling Joanna.
Whatever
I was
comes
telling
out your
Geraldine,
mouth, you own it.
A couple days ago, I haven't always really been very pro weed. I've gone through some phases of like being like seriously very judgmental about
Me
it.
as well.
And
Me as well. You're not alone.
I
in that.
smoked very regularly from the time I was like 12 to probably 14 or 15.
Okay.
Ironically, when my mother remarried, we moved to the Netherlands,
Nice.
which back then was like the weed capital of the
Absolutely.
world. And I actually lived next door to a farm that got caught
Wonderful.
growing cannabis. And
What an experience.
Yeah. So, but pretty much the entire time I lived in the Netherlands, and how is this for irony? I stopped smoking weed completely.
Oh my gosh.
Like once.
Of course.
I smoked
That's
weed
so
once.
bizarre.
Because suddenly, especially in Dutch culture, it wasn't taboo, and like I was a teenager, I was looking for the edge. You know, I wanted to defy the
Right.
taboo.
You didn't
and weed
want
wasn't
the
it.
accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
Whereas
so
us touristy people,
yeah.
we go there and
they're
we're like,
ooh, I'm
coffee
being bad.
shops,
Yeah, it's like
woohoo!"
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really.
Smoking in public.
Yeah, I didn't really start smoking again until probably until like 20, 21 years old, and it was when I was in college.
Were you always in Netherlands that whole time?
Oh no, I came back to the U.S. for college,
Okay.
and I was pre-med. I wanted to be a doctor, and
Not the time to be smoking.
but I picked
It's
up an
not.
English major halfway through college, and it's like weed like saved my my degree.
Oh, for an English major.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely, because
Yeah.
like to have
Pre-med, not so much. But English major.
I don't know how much I
absolutely.
like buy into like the labels like ADD or ADHD or whatever, but if I went to a doctor and tried to get Adderall, it would be very easy for me. Like I
Right.
definitely qualify as someone who's like kind of hyper and like has trouble focusing, and weed helped me so much with like getting my reading done and enjoying my poetry and stuff like that. So,
That's fantastic.
and then I went through another phase for quite a while from the time I was like 27 for like several years,
Oh, thank you.
where I just really was focused on being as sober as possible with everything, and I had this like judgment toward it's kind of painful to talk about, but I had this like judgment towards like people who smoked weed. And I think it was because it just reminded me of something I really wasn't comfortable with at that point in my life.
In yourself?
Yeah, in myself.
Yeah.
And so
I recognize that. I
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
I heard a good quote the other day. It was from the creators of Kiva, the chocolate bars.
Uh-huh.
They said that they were trying to rebrand marijuana in general in the industry. Like they're known
Nice.
for their
Yeah.
branding being really like appealing and clean and nice. And they said that marijuana has this reputation of people using it to check out.
Right.
Yeah.
And they want to
I use it to
make
check in.
to check. Yeah, they want people to use it to check in.
Absolutely.
And which is what I'm talking about with like the art and
Yeah.
growing and all that. I mean, it's insane that I was, 27 years old and like popping Adderall to like study scripts and stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
was judging people who smoked pot for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I also had a breakup. I broke up with a guy because he smoked too much weed, and it like affected our relationship, or it was like one of the things I picked on him for.
Right.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's very similar to my
And
story.
then we broke
yeah.
up, and I realized what. Can I swear?
Absolutely.
I realized
Go
what a
for
fucking
it.
idiot I
Right.
was.
Absolutely.
And
If
like,
you curse.
yeah, I just realized
Be you,
like
please.
that I was being very stupid, and it took that breakup. But
Yeah.
it takes that, that
Wow.
whack to. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny?
No, I mean, it just shows honestly a lot of dope growth.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You've got
Exactly.
periods, and it seems like you have a journey with marijuana.
I
Like
really do.
part of the reason
Yeah.
that I even wanted to be a part of this particular platform, like Jessica will tell you, is that I'm like obsessed with changing the conversation.
Yes.
Like,
Me too.
there are probably people in my life that
myself
would
and
have no
others.
idea
Yeah.
that I smoke or didn't until maybe 5 years ago when I decided that like there was not two faces.
Right.
There's not a public face, a private face. There's not a family face, a friend face. There's only one. I'm me. I show up.
I
I
completely
am me.
respect that.
Yeah.
Like, and it
Yeah.
is. My boyfriend will tell you. My family will tell you. It just is what it is. Like, and everyone just kind of expects me to do what I'm going to do. And part of that is smoke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's
like
just part
going,
of your norm.
going
Speaking
to
of,
Christmas.
can you smoke
Yeah.
that?
No.
Pass
Here, I'm
it.
just holding it.
You're good? I want it.
Going to Christmas
Can I
and
have
with
that?
my boyfriend or whatever, like, and going and like taking shots and everyone's drinking. I'm not much of a drinker, but like,
Me either.
Yeah, I don't really like
I
that.
want to be able to toke as openly as they cheers.
well, when
That's
when
what I
people
want.
go to smoke their cigarettes
puff,
because
puff,
everyone's
pass.
wasted,
That's what I
took
want.
my vape outside. Like, I have my bowl. I go to my car, and it was freeing for me because I saw how how free I guess it was for them that I didn't ask permission. I didn't excuse
you're a
myself.
grown-ass woman.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't tell a story about how I really only smoke weed because of this. Because I don't really give a fuck why I smoke. It varies.
Yeah.
From day to day, why I smoke, and some days it really is because I'd rather just watch Family Guy and laugh. But fuck, like it is what it is. And some days I have to write a song, and some days I have to clean up. Like, so
in the grand scheme of things, like people sit down and have a 6-pack to watch a TV show.
This is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And so if we can have our wines and like Adderalls and all these other things, I'm
or
with
even
that.
not.
Change the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't really drink, and I consider myself like more or less a very sober person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I think you can smoke and be sober.
I mean, yeah. It's, to me, weed is like
It's not a drug.
It's as much of a drug as coffee.
Yeah.
You know,
and tea and like
it's not something, or chocolate. It's not something to me that like.
It's like chocolate.
It's like chocolate.
It's like chocolate.
Yeah.
Or caffeine.
It's your relationship to something versus like the thing that you are actually consuming that
For
makes
sure.
it
Yeah.
a problem or not or whatever.
Absolutely, that's everything. Message, that's everything.
Yeah.
Everything in life, what she just said applies to all of it. So you see what weed does? It is an opener and not a closer.
No.
It's not a gateway drug. It is like a brain chain breaker. Like we sat here and like question things about like last names and question things about like why people are all like sketched out about weed.
Absolutely.
We would never have done that.
Yeah.
The brain chains would have been on if not for weed. This is all I'm saying. We gotta change the conversation. It just has to change.
If my mind can be changed, like to get that kind of perspective on weed, like then someone else's could be too. Like I myself, my own, the way that my relationship towards weed has changed has given me inspiration to believe that like it could change with other people very easily. In fact,
Absolutely.
I was reading an article about medical marijuana and diabetes.
Okay.
My mother was recently diagnosed as diabetic. She's back in America. She lives in the South now in North Carolina, and I was texting with her because she's had some like trouble with her diabetes drugs. Like, do you want me to send you some?
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't do because it's illegal, but
which is why we have to advocate and change the law.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like,
so that can be possible.
But my mom,
it should be possible.
who's like pretty laid back, like I think she knew I smoked and she didn't care, but like I never would have imagined my mother smoking weed. She was like, yeah, send me.
Yeah.
I believe that we got to wrap it up now, this segment, so we're gonna reset the cameras again and get ready for segment 3.